Hi guys, Kornel Flint here, and today I'm going to talk to you about my one big regret after switching to Sony 1 year in. Let's go. Let's start with a little bit of a backstory. I have been a photographer for over 10 years now, and during that time I have shot pretty much exclusively on Canons. Everything from the 5D Mark II, 3, 4, 5DSR, 1DC, 1DX and 1DX Mark II. Also, for the past 7 years, I have been a videographer, so I shot at everything, also Canon, C100, C200, C300 Mark II, C500, C700 full frame. So I have a pretty good idea of different features that you can expect and how they impact production, and also how they impact the final result that you're able to achieve. Thanks to the experience with such a wide range of cameras, I have a pretty good idea of what features have the biggest impact over the final image quality and what features are non-essential, nice to haves. Based on that knowledge, I have compiled the feature set which is the most important to me and have set out on a hunt for the perfect camera. Spoiler alert, here it is. Just to name few of my requirements, I was looking for a full-frame camera with brilliant autofocus, 4K, slow motion, great battery life, video scopes like zebras and peaking, punch and whilst recording, and based on that research I have found that the best choice for me would be a Sony A7 III. However, during that research phase, I have watched and read countless reviews of the camera, and people kept repeating the same thing, that the color science is bad and that the menus are too difficult to use. And let me tell you, they were wrong. The color science straight off the camera isn't perhaps as great as it is on the Canon cameras. However, with a little bit of tweaking, you have to adjust your way of editing to the new sensor, and you're going to be perfectly happy with the results that you're achieving. Another common complaint was the menu system, that it is too convoluted, that there are too many pages. But I think that's the wrong way of thinking. You can adjust, tweak and change a much wider variety of settings in a camera. And if you take a little bit of time at the beginning to go through all of the menus and actually find out what they do, you can quickly identify the items which are of the highest importance to you, and you can use the fantastic feature of creating favorites at the back of the menu. I have went through all of the menus, selected the items that I use most frequently and put them in the favorites menu, and thanks to that I don't have to go on a deep menu dive on a regular basis. Let's talk about some of the things I don't like about the system. Whilst I was doing my research, I have found that quite a lot of the lenses had really good reviews as far as image quality. Like for example, the 7200 G Master was the best 7200 on the market, the 1635 G Master was the best 1635 on the market, and based on all of those reviews, I was really hyped up that they are going to be so much better than anything that I have ever tried. And when I first rented them, I was underwhelmed. They're still spectacular lenses, it's just they are not 20-30% better than the charts would have you believe. On the topic of lenses, I'm also not a big fan of the whole lens system. It is a little bit messy. You don't have all of the focal lengths in the G Master series. Some of them are only Zeiss, some of them are only Batis. I would prefer it to be a little bit easier and a little bit more coherent. So you would have G Master, best of the best, all the focal lengths, and then you will have specialty lenses by Batis or by Zeiss. So hopefully over the years to come they will fill out the selection, so it will be a little bit more coherent. As of right now, which is April 2020, it's still a little bit messy. One final thing I don't like about the system is the bokeh or the depth of field. It doesn't feel as natural and organic as it did on the DSLRs. But it's a small thing. The bokeh that you get on the 7200 is still fantastic, so it's just a small thing. Let's talk about some of the things I really like about the system, and I will only talk about a few because there's a lot. My absolute favorite feature is the silent mode. It has transformed the way I shoot on events because I am an absolute ninja now. You can't hear me, you can only see me, but quite often I have heard from the clients that they have completely forgot that I was taking pictures because there was no more clicking on the event, which is absolutely fantastic. Another thing which I absolutely love about the system is the camera's low light performance. It can basically see in the dark with very little noise, which means I don't have to worry about going too high on the ISO. Another fantastic feature for a geek like me is the fact that you can customize pretty much every button and dial on the camera, with separate presets for photo and video as well. Which means that you don't have to go into the menu every time you want to change something, which has completely changed the way I shoot. There's an upcoming video about how I have all of the buttons customized, so make sure you're subscribed so you're not going to miss that. Another fantastic thing is the battery system. They last absolutely forever, over 3 hours on video and about 2,500 of images. So even though I have 3 of these per camera, I very rarely have to use more than 2 batteries, even on long 12-14 hour days. Another cool thing about the batteries is that you can charge them via the USB port on the camera, or you can buy a little dual USB battery chargers, which means that there's one less charger for you to remember to bring when you're traveling. I really enjoy the size and weight of the system, which means less weight for me to carry around and less pain in the back. Which makes me come back to the opening statement. The one thing I regret about having the Sony system after a year is the fact that I haven't bought it earlier. I have watched and read far too many reviews, relying on other people's opinions instead of renting out the camera and making my own opinions. There are some people who are more technical and they will enjoy the customizability, and there are some people who only care about the picture quality and the skin tones and whatnot. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is if this system feels good to you, if you enjoy it, if you like it, because what works for me and how I feel about it might not necessarily be the same thing that will work for you. So here is the takeaway. No matter what other people say, you have to rent out the equipment, try it out for yourself and see if it works for you. Because for me, a geeky person, being able to customize every single button on the camera made wonders for my ability to work with it quickly, but for someone who is a little bit less technical, it might be overwhelming and might significantly impact their creativity and the type of work that they're able to achieve with it. So think for yourself, try out the equipment before you buy it, don't always trust all of the reviews. Thank you very much for watching. You can find all of the links to the products in the description below. If you liked the video, make sure to press the thumbs up button and consider subscribing. Other than that, I'll see you in the next one.